Hello everyone, I hope you're well. It's Jen Hall here and I am here today to talk to you about the 5 steps to make money and impact. I hope you're well. I'm just going to turn that off because every time I forget. I'm still getting used to all my techie stuff. Apologies guys. So hopefully you haven't got that an awful echo that happened when I first went on. But anyway, so I'm here to talk to you about the 5 steps to make money and impact. I'm really excited to share that with you. So I'm just going to hang on a couple of seconds to see if we can get a few more viewers on. So just tell me who you are. When you jump on, say hello so I know who I'm talking to. And of course, as ever, if you have any questions or anything like that, do just let me know in the comments below. I'm just going to move my mic a little bit closer. That makes more sense. There we go. And hi, Nikki. Hello, my gorgeous. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm just going to go and share this too. Will it allow me to share it? I wonder if it will. Let's share it in the group. High profile legacy leaders. Let's see if we can I'm live because I think still people are getting used to me coming over and doing these on my page. So I'm just trying to be helpful and remind people where I am if they want to come and see. So fingers crossed they can come over. Holly, hello my dear, how are you? It's fabulous to see you. I can see I have 4 viewers. So what I'm going to do is I am probably just going to get stuck straight in. Now the reason why I want to talk about the 5 steps to making money and impact is because I truly believe that you can have both. So I actually spoke on a podcast last night. For me it was 11 p.m. I think they were over in Aussie land in Australia, and so I was running a later show than normal, so I was like, come on, stay awake, you can do it. And I was surprisingly on it. I think it's very clear I struggle to get myself out of bed in the morning, but I can keep going until the early hours. So I'm clearly a night owl and have bursts of inspiration. But it was a fantastic podcast episode, and on there we were very much talking about impact and also how important it is for me that you can absolutely have both, and that it's not something that you have to choose between. You can absolutely make impact and make money. So if can somebody, Holly or Nikki, before I just carry on too far in, can you just let me know that you can see me okay and you can hear me okay? Because I'm still getting, like I said, I'm still getting used to all this technology. So I just want to make sure that it's all working. By the 3rd go, I'm sure I'll have this down off pat, but I just want to make sure that everyone can hear and see me okay. And like as I said, for anyone who's watching, I can see I've got 6 viewers, say hi and pop any questions that you've got based upon what I'm saying in the comments below so I can answer those for you. So the first step perfect, she's saying everything is great, perfect. The first step to making impact and making money at the same time, the first thing you need to do is you need to identify your mission. It's super important to have that down, because your mission is all about what you want to achieve in the world and what transformation that you want to see in the world. And it's the why and the passion behind what you're doing. And if you don't have that and you're just in it for the money, then your business won't last very long. It might be a flash in the pan. For some people, they have a skill for creating businesses, but in terms of leaving a long-term legacy, which is what I'm all about, that won't happen unless you really understand your core mission and why, your purpose on this earth and why you're here to do what you're here to do. So that's so important to make sure that you have that passionate why and that core message behind the business, because otherwise you may as well just be setting these up and then selling them. And I actually asked a really interesting question a few weeks back about selling businesses. I was reading a book called The E-Myth, and within there, it mentioned the fact that, the only point of running a business or starting one up is so that you can sell it. Now, I don't fully agree with that statement. Personally, for me, I do absolutely believe that you should have a business that works for you, that's systemized, that allows other people to come in and run it for you without you having to be on it all of the time. However, for me, my business is part of the legacy that I'm leaving. And so I'm not running it to sell it. I'm running it to make an impact, and to reach the heights that I want to reach. So it's everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but that's mine, and those are the kinds of people that I want to help. People who are in it for more than just the money, although money is just as equally as important. So the first thing you need to do is work out what your mission is, what legacy is it that you want to leave in the world, and what transformation you want to see, and why is it so important. And it has to be bigger than you. It can't just be your own little world. One of the 6 basic human needs that Tony Robbins talks about, I won't go through all of them today, I'll save that for another time. It's really interesting, by the way, so I suggest you go and look that up. But one of them, one of the last 2, which he kind of tags on to the critical 4, is growth and contribution. And so contribution for me really feeds into this, because if we're doing stuff for ourselves all of the time, it will only go so far, and it will only feed our soul so far. Self-care, self-worth, and making sure that we're okay is very important. But in order to lead a fulfilled life and have a business that you can reap rewards from, you have to be able to contribute to the wider world. And so that's why it has to be bigger than you, because also no one gives a crap about you and your world in reality. People aren't quite as harsh as that, I'm sure, but in reality, people really don't care about you and your little world. They want to know what you can do for them, and that's what running a business is about. And as I think I may have pointed this out in yesterday's live, is about turning it around and looking at things from the point of view of your ideal client and not where you're standing from. So that's the first step. The second step is exactly as I talked about yesterday, is niching down, getting really specific, because if you're not specific, you are a jack of all trades and you will not make any impact at all. Everybody is nobody in business. You will not make an impact, because when you're talking in a vague kind of way, it really doesn't hit anybody. It doesn't hit anybody at all. And so in order for it to hit somebody, you are going to have to get specific and get your message really clear. And something that happens a lot, and one of the biggest reasons why businesses will flounder and fail, is because they appear vague and fluffy. And the reason they appear vague and fluffy is because they lack, ready for it, context. Context is really, really important to have inside when you're communicating what you do in your business, because without the context, it leaves people in this state of, do you help me, or who do you help? They need to see it from their perspective, in their, from their point of view, in their environment. They need to go, tick, that's me, tick, that's my problem, tick, that's what I want. So it's hitting those 3 spots: their desired outcome, their problem, and who they are, and how does that relate to them in the context of their life. You have to supply that, because if you don't supply it, you will find that you will struggle to make traction in your business. And that's when you're really starting to drill down on your niche. So don't get into, and it's the second time I will mention Tony Robbins, is to get into that Tony Robbins syndrome, where you are like, I just want to help everybody, because in the beginning, everybody is nobody. And like I said yesterday, even Tony Robbins, people still don't know who he is in some respects. So there's, you still have to talk to the right people and make sure your message is hitting the right people. The third step is getting really, really clear on your message, because this is a pattern that's happened a lot recently when I've been working with many of my clients. When it's got to this stage of, okay, so what is the core underlying message behind what you're doing? They immediately go into sales mode. They immediately start whacking out the authority statement and saying, I am da-da-da-da who helps da-da-da-da-da with da-da-da-da problem. And that's great. That authority statement is brilliant, and it really helps to communicate what you do very clearly, as we mentioned in yesterday's live. However, what you're missing is the why, the passion behind what you're doing. Your core message is kind of what people, like, first of all, people will look and go, okay, fine, you're someone to listen to, because I can relate to that context and that makes sense to me. But to really bring people on board with what you're talking about, and to really help them resonate with you as a person, so that you become the only person for them. Out of everybody else out there, perhaps helping with similar things, you are the person to help them. And that won't come through in an authority statement. That comes through when you start talking about your passionate why and your core message. And if anybody is struggling to work out what that core message is, I always position it to my clients in this way. So, and this is really critical, because this is what pulls people out of this position of sell, sell, sell. This is what I do, come and buy from me mode, into the real you and the real message that you have behind your business. So listen up really carefully. And this is, if you had your ideal client standing in front of you and they were not allowed to buy from you, not because they don't want to, but let's get into pretend mode here. I've told them that they're never allowed to buy from you. I've said, this person is brilliant, but for whatever reason, you can't buy from them. And you had, say, 30 seconds to a minute to tell them something that would change their life, that would help them get the transformation that they want and that you want to see them get. And you've only got 30 seconds to a minute with them to almost tell them something that's going to help them get there. What would that message be? And you know what? While we're on the topic, I would absolutely love anybody who's listening right now. I would totally love you to pop that down into the comments below. Just have a little think about that. What's the core message? What's the one thing that if somebody wasn't allowed to work with you, but you wanted to change their life in congruence to the transformation that you want to see them have, what would that message be? This is super important, because this goes hand in hand with your niche, and it really helps to build that impact and to build the movement and build the legacy that you want to leave, because people really resonate with that. It's creating this 3D version of your business where it's not just this 2-day off the this is what I'm here to do, here's my product, thanks very much, take the money. This builds a long-term connection, a long-term relationship that people can resonate with. So that's super important. So getting clear on your message is the third step. Fourth step here, again, all of these steps are very, very important, but the fourth step is you've got to raise your profile, and that's not going to happen by accident. You need to get out there. One of the reasons I help online entrepreneurs, or people who aren't potentially online at the moment and want to go online, is because online is a part of life these days. You are missing an absolute trick. Social media is a giant microphone that can help send out your message to so many people, and you are absolutely missing a trick if you're not. So I refuse to work with people who don't want to go online, because I actually think it's a really stupid business idea not to use it in some capacity. So it's really, really important to get out there, start taking action and get visible. And don't expect, I think I may have just paused. Let's hope that hasn't paused me. I don't know whether it didn't like it because I lifted up my microphone. That doesn't help, does it? Am I still good? I think I'm still good. I'm going to carry on. I think it's just my computer freezing. It's all good. I'm going to carry on. So you've got to be that beacon. And I know I hear this so much, and it's so true. It's something that I'm totally on board with. I know James Wedmore talks about it in terms of the lighthouse. My another amazing coach that I've worked with, Sinai Floyd, talks about it being the beacon. And it's about shining your light, sharing your message, and attracting your clients to you, or attracting your prospects to you, or even not attracting clients and prospects, but attracting the people that believe what you believe. Because when you do that and you can build this movement of people, it will inevitably leave a legacy, and you will be changing lives every day. I know that I do, and this is part of the reason that I started to move things more onto my business page, because I actually started on my business page The reason I moved away from it was because I felt that I wasn't making the impact that I wanted to make. But with the new technology that's happening, I know that I can make my page work, and I know that I can reach more and more people. And even if people don't buy from me, I know that they're going to hear what I have to say and it will change their life. So for me, it's just so important to make sure that you are taking active steps to get out there, get out from almost behind your computer as well, because whilst online is huge and you're going to reach a ton of people, there is nothing better than actually getting out there in amongst your ideal clients face to face as well, you know, building those connections, become that speaker, write that book, get it out there, but start taking action for it. So for instance, I see a lot of people talking about, I want to write a book. Hang on just a second. Nikki says, I can make you love what you see in the mirror. Oh, I love that. People use, you know, I'm writing my book, and that's great, but get it done, get it out there. And, you know, because the book is one thing, but actually using it effectively to raise your profile is another. So you need to make sure you get it out there. Don't see your book as something to make money from. See it as something to get your message out there and to raise your profile up, so that the right people will come to you and the right people will want to buy your services because of your expertise. Everybody plays a part in your tribe. So even if they don't buy from you, I really hope I've not finished this live. It's saying to play it. I'm really confused. Nikki, can you just confirm to me that I'm still fine? Because at the moment it's showing me that I've paused. So I'm going to message you and just ask you, am I still live? Because that would upset me. The times when I've carried on doing something like that and then I've cut off has been really irritating. So fingers crossed it's not. We'll find out in a second. Perfect. Nikki says I'm still live. That's always good. Okay, Nikki, just make sure you message me if you find out that for some reason they're not because of the delay. So taking action to be visible is step 4. So the action that I want you to take right now, right this second, is to write down, what are you not doing? What actions are you not taking that you know would help to raise your profile? So just jot a couple of them down right now. And the 5th step, and this is where it gets controversial. The 5th step to being able to make money and to be able to make that impact is not being afraid to polarize. You need to ensure that you are polarizing. Now, for any of you who are, you know, concerned about what that actually means and what that entails, I'm going to explain it to you very briefly right now. So polarization for the UKers means becoming like Marmite. So people either love or hate you. For anybody in the rest of the world who is like, I have no idea what Marmite is, or I think it's this weird yeasty horrible yucky thing, you'd be exactly right. I am personally a hater of Marmite. I can't stand it. But that's why it's such a great analogy, because people either love it or they hate it. And you put people on either side of the fence, so they're not sitting on it going, yeah, I kind of agree with you, but this, you know, and this whatever. When you're polarizing, you want people to be on one side of the fence or the other. So do not be afraid to polarize. Make sure that you get out there and you start standing in your truth. That's the best way I can put it. A lot of people think that you need to polarize and you need to do that negatively. That's not the case. When you stand up for what you believe, and I know, for instance, me and Nikki were talking about this yesterday in one of her sessions, and we were talking about her message and the fact that I'm actually one of Nikki's ideal clients, and yes, her message is polarizing, and I can see how it would ruffle some feathers and why it would make people go, oh, really? That's a bit sharp. But I totally believe in it. And so what you need to understand is that even when you are, you know, people are hating you, you need to ensure that, you know, by knowing that, you need to celebrate them, because you know that people will love you at the same time. You know, the world comes in opposites, you know, love, hate, up, down, whatever it may be, yin, yang. But, you know, if you've got a hater, you will also have people who absolutely adore you and love what you have to say. So don't be scared. And one of the things that I always say to people on this point is say what you want to say, knowing that in somebody's eyes, you will always be wrong. And so it's one of those situations where you may as well just get out there and say it, because, you know, what would you rather do? Be silent and never make an impact, or get out there and start impacting the people that are meant to hear your message and who are meant to be helped by you? And really and truthfully, this is the only way you're going to pull people off of that fence and get them to, one, join your movement, and the right people to come up and step up and buy from you. That's the way you're going to start doing this. So once you've got your mission, don't leave it behind. Once you understand what your core message is, don't leave it behind, because a lot of people go, tick, I've got the clarity, tick, I've done this, tick, I've got my website, da 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 da. But everything has to work in a synergistic way. You have to be able to put it all together, which is why congruence in your business is so important. Make sure it's got purpose, make sure it's congruent, and make sure it always comes back to your core message and your mission. Is everything I'm doing in alignment with that? And am I being crystal clear about who I'm helping, what problem I'm solving, what I'm actually helping them achieve, and am I supplying that context to them so it's easily understandable? And am I really communicating my passion and my core message and why I'm here to do what I'm here to do effectively? If you're doing all of those things in synergy and raising your profile and getting yourself out there and taking action and not being afraid to stand in your truth, success for you is right around the corner. What I've done in this live is I've just given you the formula for success in your business. So get out there, take that action, get clear, get congruent, and you're going to be super successful, and I can't wait to see it. So thank you so much for watching today. I'm going to remind you again, I am running a giveaway with 7 incredible experts that are going to help you to boost your business. So you will win a free coaching session, one-to-one with anybody of your choice. What you need to do to enter is you check out the pinned post on this page. You just need to click a link, type in your email address, and you are entered in. And the more you share, the higher the chance of winning. This isn't pot luck, guys. Again, this is totally in congruence with my beliefs of you can create your own success. So if you're willing to get out there and to share it once a day on as many platforms as possible, to get as many, people joining in as possible, the higher you will rank and the higher the chances of you winning will be. So make sure you get out there, make sure you enter that, and I will be back again. I know, it's incredible, right? I'm going to be back again tomorrow to talk to you. I will be, if you want me to subscribe you, make sure in terms of being able to know when I'm going live and giving you pre-warning, you can do a few things. You can follow my page and like it to make sure that it pops up. But if you really want to make sure that you get forewarning and that you manage to catch these lives from the very beginning, just let me know in the comments below, and I will make sure that you get signed up to those notifications that come through on your Facebook Messenger. I will message you around 3 times a week. I will not be spamming. I'm not here to be an annoyance. I will purely let you know of anything fun that's happening that's out of the norm, and when I'm due to go live, so that you can make sure that you can catch them, or at least catch the replay. Nikki says, I need to ruffle more feathers. You go, girl. Honestly, you're going to be incredible, and you're already starting off on that incredible journey of standing in your truth and getting out there and getting that message across, which is fantastic. Perfect. Well, it's been fab speaking to you guys, and I'm going to try and work a way of actually finishing the live even though it said I'm finished, so that is going to be absolutely interesting. So bear with me, it's probably going to see my gormless face, so I'm just going to say goodbye and I love you all, and I will see you back here. And I think I'm back here, just to double check, I think I'm back here at 2:30 tomorrow. I'm pretty sure, let me just double check. What's the day today? It's Wednesday today, right? Yes, it's Wednesday today. No, I'm back here 12:30, same time as today. I'm back here 12:30, and so I will see you then, and I will let you know what the topic will be. I haven't decided, but if you would like to, chime in with a topic and a suggestion, I may very well take it on board. See you then, guys. Take care.